Well, nothing bizarre has happened yet, so maybe that magician lady didn't actually do anything. Did somebody conjure up a Leviathan? I, King Tut, have traversed the Nile and wrestled the great Leviathan. Here I have his head on a... Ah! It's a Leviathan! What just happened? I did something! Yeah, you did. You scared away that guy I was going to help me with math. I did something. Yeah, you did. And you're going to do more somethings, because now I need somebody to help me with math. I did something? You're going to do something. Future tense. I'll do something! Yeah! What am I doing? Let me get you the math here. Could you just look out? All right. I'm going to read you some math problems. Math? Yeah. And then you're going to answer them. I did something. You know what? I'm going to read the problems and answer them, and you're just going to stand here and hold the paper down to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. So, 31, scoot over a little bit. It says, a study of a population of 1,200 frogs. Frogs? That sounds delicious. Wow. Are you... Ow, gross. Don't eat frogs over my paper. You're going to get green stuff everywhere. I did something. Yeah, you did something terrible. Here, scoot over. Just don't even be in the camera anymore. Just let me solve these problems. I did something. Okay. A study of a population of 1,200 frogs revealed that 12 out of every 180 frogs, 180, in the population have spots on their backs. Based on the results of the study, how many frogs in the population do not have spots on their backs? So there's two ways to solve it. You could either look at this proportion and turn it into this proportion and reverse it because of the knot, or what quite frankly makes more sense is look at this proportion and then right away turn it into the knot and then turn it into this proportion. So, in other words, all we know is how many do have spots, but we want to know how many don't have spots. So, if there were 180, there's just any frogs of any type, and 12 of them had spots, we don't count those 12. So, we're looking at like 17 here, 168 that do not. No spots. And then it says, based on the results of the study, how many frogs in the population do not have spots? Well, this was a group of 180, and I got to turn 180 into 1,200, aka 1,200. Or maybe don't, right? This is a really big percentage of that number. And so I could guess that it's going to be the really big percentage. I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and prove it. But if you had to answer this question near the end of the test and you're running out of time, just be like, well, barely any of them do have spots. Out of 180, only 12 had spots. So most of them, by far, don't have spots, which means most of 1,280. Wait a minute. There's only 1,200 frogs total. Pfft, they tricked me. I did something. You didn't do anything. The problem tricked me. I helped. What did you possibly help? I ate the frogs with spots. Ugh. Get out of here. Almost all of the 1,200 frogs do not have spots. You can't have more frogs without spots than there are frogs at all. So obviously this is D. And let me prove it to you. 1,120 out of 1200 is the exact same fraction as 12 taken away from 180, so the 168 out of 180. In other words, I'm dealing with the frogs that do not have spots. I only use the 12 to get the 168 here. The 168 is the number that I care about, and once I've found it, I can forget about the 12. So here I am going to use the butterfly method. 180 times 1,120 equals, wait a minute, what just happened? I did something. Well, then you're a criminal mastermind, because every time I mess up, you take credit for it. Yay! Wait, you are a criminal mastermind? Yeah. Oh. Well, I wish I had known earlier. I did something. All right, here. Go do something some more. Okay. Bottom right times top left, 180 times 1,120 equals bottom left times top right, 1,200 times 168. Put these on calculator and move on. But my kids can't have a calculator on the test. Be criminal masterminds and don't care about the rules. That's not a super great strategy, actually. I did something. Get out of here. Would you go find that terrified man and have him come back? I feel like he would be more help than you. Anyway, without a calculator, you could multiply all these out, or you could be super sneaky, right? I've got 18 times 10. How do I know? Because a 0 shows up when I multiply by 10. Times, that was a multiplication sign at some point. I don't know if you tracked all that logic there. Times 112, also times 10. That equals 1,200, aka 12, times 10 times 10. 2 zeros means 2 multiples of 10 times 168. Okay. So times 10 already matches. I can forget about those. That part matches. I'm still checking to make sure 18 times 112 equals 12 times 168. Well, if I know my multiplication table well, I know that 6 times 3 is the same as 18, and 6 times 2 is the same as 12. And then again, I can ignore the parts that match, the 6 and the 6. And then instead of having to multiply these giant numbers, 3 times 112 is just 336, and 2 times 168 is just double that. 8 plus 8 is 16, 6 plus 6 is 12 with a 3, 1 plus 1 with a 1. Boom. I was totally right, totally proved it, totally didn't cheat and use a calculator. I did go get that other guy. Ugh. So, let's take a look here. It says, Vincent flipped 3 coins during a probability experiment. The outcomes of the first 40 trials are shown on the table. So these numbers should all add up to 40. 4 and 16 is 20, 13 and 7 is 20, 20 and 20 is 40. So yep, they sure do. And it says, based on the information in the table, how many of the next 120 trials? In other words, I'm getting 3 times bigger. So I should get the same exact group of numbers 3 times. 4 times 3 is 12. 13 times 3 is 39. 16 times 3 is something. I'll do that in a second. 21. Let's see. This would be 48. And just to make it more legible, let me put those numbers over here. Times 3, times 3, times 3, times 3. Okay. So these original numbers, those were out of 40. This is out of 120. Based on the information, how many times of the next 120 trials will the outcome be exactly 2 of the coins showing heads. Exactly to 48. Zoop. And the last question, no multiple choice to help us, but the idea should be exactly the same. So, at an assembly, 7 out of the first 10 students who entered the gym were carrying a backpack. So, we got 7 out of 10. And it says, based on this information, if 700 students, time out. How did I get from 10 students total to 700 students total? Well, there's an extra 0 on there, so I know it was times something that ends in a 10, and the 1 turned into a 7, so 70. And if you're not sure, then just take your last number, 700, and split it into groups of 10. That'll tell you how many groups you used to get to the whole. And 10 can't go into 7, can go into 7D 7 times. 70, subtract, nothing left, show there's nothing left. Yeah, it's 70. So here, the backpack kids should be 490. That's it. I just took that, multiplied by 70, like I did with the whole group. This part of the group, the whole group, I multiply them both by 70, and I'm done. And I'm wondering if that crocodile ate that other little guy. I did something! What did you do? I brought Scared Man back. Oh no, I did something else. Yeah, you knocked over my camera. Could you maybe go somewhere else? I did something. No, you haven't yet, but I need you to. Just go find like a swamp somewhere and hang out there. Okay. All right, terrified little man. You said you were King Tut, huh? I was, but not if I have to taste crocodile. No, it's cool. I'm going to reset this camera, and we're going to do math, and we're not going to let the crocodile back. Oh. Well, then, of course I can do it. I'm a king. I fear nothing. Yeah, that sounds exactly like you. Okay. Hold on.